Hello amigos and welcome back for another Sip and See Sunday. Today we are going to be talking about my very first Gucci handbag that I purchased for myself. So be sure you grab a drink or possibly a snack and meet me back here in a few in the Camochica cave so I can go ahead and give you a little bit of story time on my very first Gucci handbag. Salud amigos. So satisfying. This is my all-time favorite Moscato, the cherry Moscato from Oliver. Remember that movie that came out with that young lady saying that, how she would pronounce Oliver? I thought it was so funny. Cherry Moscato, Oliver, at Sam's Club. Definitely a really good, nice, sweet wine. Just very smooth. A little bit of effervescence. And it's only like $9. It's really inexpensive, especially at the Sam's Club. So yummy, and it's my favorite. And after a rough week, I so need this. So, salud amigos. I'm so glad you have joined me today, amigos. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my very first Gucci handbag that I actually purchased for myself. So this is the very first luxury handbag that I actually bought almost 20 years ago. So this is going to be pretty much like a vintage piece because I purchased this handbag back in 2005, 2006. I have always loved handbags since I was a little girl, and in my journey, as I shared on the Table Talk series, is I started out kind of small, right, with Liz Claiborne back in like the 80s and the 90s when I was in high school, and then I just started to gradually move up basically within my handbag evolution. As a handbag addict, we start to collect handbags from different brands, different styles that we like. And in the 80s, I started with Liz Claiborne, and then it was Dooney & Burke, and then it became Coach. And I always loved Gucci. Every now and then, of course, I would see girls carrying Gucci handbags. But as I mentioned when I released my Gucci collection video, I had an aunt who happened to love Gucci. She always wore Gucci, and I would always see her. She was just very finely dressed, a professional Latina. She was my example of being a hard worker and, being self-made, right? Because she could afford the things that she wanted to. And that was just an example for me that, okay, if I like nice things, I just need to work at it, have a good paying job, and I can get to that level to where I can purchase these handbags that I like. And in high school, my senior year, she actually gifted me a handbag, and it was a really pretty, nice, kind of like a Speedy style. It was more kind of like square shaped, and it was like and it had like a micro Guccisima print, and it was like not a beige canvas, and it was a canvas print, but it had like a very small Guccisima G's in a very pale, maybe gold or beige, right? But it was in a canvas print, and I used that bag to death because I was so happy that she gave me that handbag, and I just love that Gucci handbag, and I wore it for a long time. And then I know I passed it on to my mom, and I wish I would have held on to it. I don't know what happened to it after I gave it to my mom. And so to this day, I remember that handbag. And as I started to purchase other handbags, I would sell a lot of handbags off in my collection to fund new ones. Because for me, I didn't like a lot of handbags sitting, like in my closet, or just have so many laying around. So I remember selling off a lot of my Dooney & Burke handbags, and then a lot of my Coach handbags. I had a few, but I remember selling quite a bit of them. And I had found out that Gucci was having a sale. And again, this is back in like 2005, 2006. The handbags had gotten marked down to like 40 or 50%, and I want to say it was like a 50% sale, and they had posted them online. And I remember going to the website and seeing all of the handbags, and a lot of them were selling out fast. And there was this one style that I really liked, and I remember having to call the store to locate it, and it was in New York. And I was so eagerly excited to, you know, actually purchase a Gucci handbag for myself. And I think the sale price of the handbag was maybe possibly like, I want to say like $500 or $600. And for me, $500 or $600 back in 2005, 2006, with the salary I was making, like as an administrative assistant, I was making a decent salary, but a handbag for that price, that was a lot for me. But I just remember saying, okay, but it's on sale and I do have the funds for it, let me go ahead and get it. But it was the most expensive handbag that I had ever purchased at that time. And the handbag was this lovely little Gucci Amalfi style is what they call it. And you have the beige fabric, like cotton print. So you have this beige brown GG print here, and you do also have a little bit of like the brown leather, like piping here at the bottom. So of course I'm going to have a little bit of corner wear just because, you know, she's been loved. And you can of course see a little bit of like the darker, especially here on the back, you can see where it is a lot darker on the fabric. But you just have that little detail of this leather running around the bottom, and then you have the contrast stitching here on the leather as well. But I just love this gold detail. It just gives it a very nice look, a nice presence to this really beautiful shoulder bag, especially from far away. And what was really nice was that you had this braided, you know, leather shoulder strap, and you had the really pretty, you know, gold detail here. And look at this, even after like almost 20 years, it hasn't tarnished in any way. As you can see here, she's still held up really well, other than the fact that I do have a few little threads here, but I can always, you know, trim those, clean them up. But what caught my attention about this handbag was this detail here in the front. So you have like this horsebit detail, and again you have more of the gold hardware. And I just love that about this handbag. I just thought it was so chic for me. And the handbag was so easy to open because you just pull this part up, and then it's just a nice big mouth opening, right? You can easily put stuff in here and take stuff out. You can see that it's got like a dark brown interior, like cotton lining, but it's just nice and roomy, right? And because it's just opens up widely, so you can fit quite a bit in here. And there is a back pocket here on the back, so you have of course the little Gucci tab, and then just a nice opening for like a pocket that actually fits my hand. It actually fits my hand. And then of course the back of the bag, and she is loved, amigos. She is loved. Once I got this bag, I was just so happy and excited to have this beautiful Gucci handbag that I could afford to pay for myself. And I was just, you know, ecstatic that I got it at a great deal, on sale, brand new, shipped to me from the boutique. She does need a good conditioning of the leather, and she definitely needs a good cleaning, of course, on the fabric, because you can see that she's dark here in the corners, and especially on the back, because, you know, I wore her, and back then, you know, in the back then in the mid 2000s, I didn't know about YouTube and this luxury community, and really, you know, think to like look online as to how to like clean the canvas, as to where now I'm more knowledgeable, that I can look that up and find videos and things like that, that'll tell me how I can go ahead and clean this handbag. But she is just absolutely wonderful. So the Gucci Amalfi shoulder bag in the brown leather, and it's got like a darker brown leather, and you have a little bit of like holes, like perforation here, like on the sides, like on this portion of leather, and this really pretty like horsebit detail here on the front, and just extremely lightweight, and she just fits easily over the shoulder. And what I loved about it was because of the way that the strap was and the braiding, I never had any issues with it like sliding off of my shoulder, you know what I mean? Like it just sat here on my shoulder nicely, and it just fit nice and pretty, just like how like you would carry like a Fendi baguette, because the whole purpose of the baguette was you could easily carry it under your arm. And that was the nice thing about this handbag, was because it just fits nicely. It's not bulky or anything like that, just depending on what you fit in here, but it's just a very nice bag and very, very roomy. For the dimensions of the handbag, you have 14.2 inches in length, and then you have 8.7 inches in height, and then you actually have like 1.2 inches in diameter the way she is here. And then your strap drop length is actually 9 inches. So for me, being larger, she actually fits nicely, right? She doesn't sit too high up. So it's comfortable for me for my mid-size frame, but just a great handbag. There are quite a few of these handbags online because I did look them up, and you can just Google Gucci Amalfi shoulder bag, and you should be able to find a lot of styles that are similar with this type of detail here of the gold, and then I've seen a couple of these posted online. I know a few years ago they had listed one like this on the Real. But just a great bag if you find one in a great condition. If you like this stuff, especially if you like vintage handbags, this is really a great one to have in your collection. I'm so glad that I still have this handbag in my collection, because a lot of times I'll start to sell handbags to fund new ones, because I don't like to have a lot of handbags sitting like in my closet, or especially now sitting in here where I can easily see them. I want to be able to use all of my handbags, and for me, if I have like too many, it's too much for me, like it's excessive, and I want to be able to show some love to my handbags and be able to rotate them out every week. And personally, I do not like to have more than 60. There's only 52 weeks in a year, so for me, my philosophy is to stay around the 52 limit of handbags, especially with me rotating them weekly. But this is just a really great handbag. So vintage style Gucci Amalfi, and the beige GG fabric print. One of the other reasons why I love Gucci, whether it's handbags or whether it's the shoes or jewelry, because it has the little GG logo. My Spanish nickname has 2 G's in it, and so that's what I love about the Gucci print, because for me, I see it as like a little symbol for my nickname, and as well because of the fact that it just reminds me of my beloved tia, my Aunt Ophelia, who loved Gucci handbags, and I loved seeing her style and her she had just this beautiful aesthetic and how she dressed, very professional, and she had a love for Gucci. And so for those sentimental reasons, you know, the Gucci design house is very close to my heart. In case this handbag does interest you, let's go ahead and do a what fits in my bag so you can see everything that this lovely little handbag can contain. For reference as to what we are going to fit into this bag, so you can actually get a good visual of its capacity, these are the items that are going to go into the Gucci Amalfi handbag. So I have the large Louis Vuitton zippy wallet, so this is a really good length. I have a Lily Pulitzer pen case with my pen inside. I have my 6-ring LV key fob. I have my readers, because y'all know I can't go anywhere without these. So I actually have some readers. And this is my powder sunglass holder, and I have some Chanel sunglasses in here. And then I have my rose gold LV mini pochette, which I love. And my phone, which is a 10R. I still have an old one, iPhone XR. And just for size reference, so you can get a really, really good idea for visual, this is the pouch that comes in my World Tour Neverfull. So this is going to go in the handbag. So you can see here is the inside of the handbag, and I'm going to go ahead and put the pouch in the very, very back. I'm going to slide in the zippy coin purse, and then the LV mini pochette. So all that is there. And I'm going to put in the key fob in the very far side of the bag. And I'm going to put the sunglasses here on top. I'm going to stand the pen case. You can lay it down, but I'm going to stand it so you can see the height of that. And I'm going to put my readers here on top. And I'm going to slide my phone here in the front. So all of that fits into this bag. It is roomy, and just as a really good size reference, so you can see, especially with those really large Louis Vuitton pieces for the pouch and the large zippy wallet, you can see where it fits everything, and you can see how now wide it has gotten by filling it all up. See that? So it does expand up to like a good 5-6 inches. It's really, really roomy. Now it is going to have some weight to it because, of course, I have the never full pouch and that zippy wallet and the mini pochette. So it is going to have some weight to it, especially once you have really, really heavy pieces in there like that. But it all fits nicely in here to give you a good size reference. We'll do some mod shots so you can see how it looks on my frame, because remember, I am more mid-size. So if you are a size 12, 14, 16, 18, it's going to be a very, very nice size and very comfortable, especially for your frame. Even if you were petite, it's still a really, really good handbag. And even with the weight of it, because of all the items that I have in here, it's not really falling off of my shoulder. So the braiding on the leather, it actually is nice because it's able to stay up top on your shoulder. And because of the size, you're able to then kind of still help kind of tuck it, right? Like if you were carrying a baguette, even like the Fendi baguette, it just stays nice and comfortable underneath your arm, and you don't have to really worry about a handbag where it's like larger and then the straps are falling off of your shoulder. So here you can see, for size reference, how this looks, and it's just really, really nice. Beautiful handbag, just very, very nice. Classic Gucci handbag. Lovely vintage piece. This has been a very long week. Today's been a very long day because I was preparing to host the lovely Dee Dee Bean and Deline from Yoshea Luxe. I had them over to the house today. It was like a full day, about 8 hours here in my home, because we were filming our very first Tres Amigas Table Talk series that we will be publishing up to our channels on Thursdays. So please be sure you're subscribed to their channels, because we're all rotating. So each of us are going to be posting a video depending on the topic that we want to chat about. And this is just going to be a fun series of us actually gathering together, because we live in the same city, and so we have that privilege to where we can get together in person for some fellowship, for some food, and just chit chat around the table. So be sure you check out those videos. They were a lot of fun. So today was just a very, very long day after a very long week in preparation for today. This is a very yummy tasting glass of vino that is so very well deserved. Today's story time for this Sip and See Sunday, and reviewing my lovely first Gucci luxury handbag that I purchased for myself. Highly recommend it in case you are interested in looking for some nice vintage pieces from Gucci. This Amalfi one is just really, really exquisite for me. It's a lot of fun, and I love the detail of it. So very, very happy that it's still in my collection. So stay tuned for more Sip and See Sunday videos, and be sure to check out Deline and Dee Dee's channels, as well as we post some more videos for our Tres Amigas Table Talk series where we will be having a lot of fun. So we would love for you to come and join us and see the banter between us and whatever our fun topic of the day is. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes here with me and visiting me here in the Camochica Cave. It was a pleasure. In case you are new here, my name is Laura and I am a Latina Army wife who happens to love luxury, and I'm also the Army wife that loves to share military discounts. So to all of our military, thank you so much for your service. Hasta la próxima, amigos. Have a wonderful and blessed week ahead. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Hasta la próxima. Adios. Besos.